Meanwhile, we mentioned this yesterday, of course, they've now changed the format for the World Cup. Originally, it was going to be 16 groups of 3 in the group stage.
What is it now, 48 groups of 16?
12 groups of 4 is the way. We need to concentrate when we do this. But there will still be 40-18. Gab, do you
Groups.
Shut up. Do you like this change, Gab?
Going to 12 groups of 4 as opposed to 60 groups of 3. 100%. 16 groups of 3 is basically a recipe for collusion. If you have 12 groups of 4 with the 8 best, third best teams going through, and you make finishing first meaningful, like perhaps, especially in a World Cup with a big footprint, making sure that you don't have to travel across the country or, from Mexico to Canada or to New York or whatever, then I think finishing first is meaningful, which in turn has the other benefit that if a team wins their first 2 games, they may not want to rest everybody thinking it's a dead rubber and they're through anyway. They may want to actually go for it because finishing first could give them a real boost in the knockout phase. So at that stage, I think every game becomes meaningful. I love the 48-game World Cup. I got no issue with it. And I think this is the only way to really do it.
The one change, of course, we've seen as well is that the 8 best third-place finishers will also qualify. So that kind of takes away the drama maybe that we had in the summer.
I'll tell you what I like. A 32-team World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 8th best
I could not be more polar opposite to Gab on this 48-team World Cup situation. Yeah. He may love it. I hate it.
Oh.
This is... it's supposed to be an exclusive tournament. This is very inclusive.
Not.
What do you mean?
What do you
mean?
When did Moses come down from Mount Olympus saying, this is an exclusive tournament? The reality is about 20% of the FIFA membership qualifies for the World Cup. It's been like that since 1950. The number of FIFA countries have grown. And so this reflects that. You have more teams participating in it. This idea that it's exclusive. It's exclusive if you're Venezuela because it's more difficult to get to the World Cup, maybe. And these days, I got to say, Italy as well. That's what makes it exclusive. But it's not written in stone. It needs to be exclusive.
Gab, you just used the expression of the 8 best third teams qualify to the next round. You actually... to describe what this 48-team World Cup is going to be like. 8 best 3 teams, best third-place teams, they make it into the knockout stage. Man, that sounds a lot like a tournament that it's very gimmicky, right?
Well, did you watch
very
the World
gimmicky.
Cup in 1986 or 1990 or 1994 when you had the best third-place teams qualifying? Was that a horrible
was it 8
World
of them?
Cup?
Hold on. Was it 8 of them? Was it 8 of them?
Well, I played in it, and I thought it was ridiculous.
Okay, there you go.
There was only 4 teams never qualified. I mean, we were one of them, but there was only 4 teams. How ridiculous is that? Only 4 teams don't qualify. Right. Well, I mean, that just doesn't make any sense.
It's math. It was 4 out of the 6 groups, yeah? You had 6 groups, and you had 4 teams. This time, you've got 6 teams, and you've got... or whatever, sorry, you've got 8 teams and you have 12 groups. The percentage doesn't actually change, right? So it's not really any different than it was when you played in it, Stevie. But if you didn't like it then, you probably won't like it now.
Well, it's just going to be worse teams. There's going to be worse teams in it. That's the difference.
There's going to be poorer sides in it for sure. But can we cut to the chase a little bit in terms of, I think part of the statement from FIFA whilst making the change was this will help us reach our revenue of $9 billion. Or whatever it is.
There it is.
And, and I think this has little to do with teams that are going to get to a World Cup who may never have been there before, have a better chance, and this is going to make them better, and this is going to be more inclusive. So the real game here is people are going to make a lot more money because there's going to be a lot more games. And it all boils down to the same thing.
Gab, we're running out of time. Last word to this on you. Could you just make it quick?
simply put, that $9 billion goes back to federations around the world who would not exist if not for the money that goes to that FIFA rakes in and gives them in the form of funds. It's easy from Europe, where we have wealthy federations, to go and look at things one way, and then other people around the world, they wouldn't have a federation, they wouldn't have teams without the funds that FIFA gives them. So I'd much rather that than the money just flowing into the pockets of more Glazers, frankly.
This means that Venezuela has a chance to make it to the World Cup.
No,
and I don't like
don't be
it.
silly.
And I don't like it. And I don't like it. I'm saying my country has a better chance of making it for the first time into the competition, and I don't like it.
Excuse me for not thinking FIFA are the financial guardian angels of the world.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.